Gold was never just a metal. For thousands of years, it meant the safest thing to people. It kept empires standing, financed wars, and silently witnessed great crimes. And in the chaos after World War II, perhaps more gold changed hands in secret than at any other time in history. The gold of governments, central banks, occupied countries, and ordinary people suddenly vanished. It went to vaults not listed in official records, to secret storages, to places no one could openly say, yes, this is with us. The winners of the war were clear on the maps. But in the back rooms of finance and diplomacy, the real winners were those who could move money without leaving a trace. This is the story of how the world's most trusted form of money was stolen, smuggled, laundered, and hidden. And why some of it may still be missing today. To understand this, we need to go a bit back. At the beginning of the 20th century, gold was not just an investment tool like today. It was the heart of the monetary system. Countries' currencies were backed by gold. Central banks kept gold as the last line of security. The more gold a country had in its vaults, the stronger its prestige in the world. As war approached, some countries sensed the danger. They asked themselves, what if we get occupied, and smuggled their gold to other countries? The Netherlands sent tons of gold to the UK, Canada, and the United States. Belgium moved hundreds of tons of gold to places it thought were safe. But when the Nazis entered Europe in 1940, everything changed. In every country they occupied, they seized not only the land, but the vaults as well. For them, gold was not just loot. It was the fuel of war. They used this gold, through neutral countries, to buy weapons and supplies. Swiss banks in particular accepted this gold, without asking too many questions. Belgium's gold, for example. Before the war, it had been entrusted to France. When France fell, this gold was moved to Africa. But in the end, it found its way into Nazi Germany's hands. So Belgium's gold, at one point, financed Germany's war. Meanwhile, Japan was carrying out a similar plunder in Asia. Gold, silver, and anything valuable was collected from China, the Philippines, and Southeast Asia. According to some accounts, these treasures were hidden in secret tunnels and underground vaults to be recovered after the war. Some of this sounds like legend, yes. But it is also known that there were serious amounts of gold that were never found and never officially recorded. When the war ended, the Allies raided some depots. Gold hidden in salt mines, secret vaults, and stolen artworks were discovered. But what was found was not all that had been stolen. A large portion had already changed hands. Someone had sold this gold, laundered it, and moved it into other countries. Some of it was buried in places that are still unknown today. The post-war period was complete chaos. Europe was in ruins. New borders were being drawn. The Cold War was beginning. In this environment, lost money and gold became part of new power games. Officially, only a small portion of the gold that was supposed to be returned actually went back to its rightful owners. A significant part of the rest disappeared into the dark side of the system. The role of neutral countries comes into play here as well. Swiss banks, in particular, traded Nazi gold throughout the war. Years later, investigations revealed that some of this gold came from occupied countries and even from assets taken from concentration camp victims. But even after the war, the trail of this money was not easy to follow. The darker side of this story is this. There are serious claims that during the Cold War, Some covert operations were financed with gold whose origins were unclear. So this gold did not disappear. It simply became the fuel of a new war, a hidden war. Even today, every now and then, news appears like lost Nazi gold has been found. A buried treasure in a forest, a train inside a mountain, a sunken ship at the bottom of the sea. Most of these turn out to be stories, but some are real. The real fact is this. Not all of the gold that disappeared between 1939 and 1945 was ever found. And what this story tells us is not just, wow, look what happened. The real lesson is this. In times of crisis, wealth does not simply evaporate. It just changes hands. For the powerful, for those who understand the system, for those who know how to hide money, it does not disappear. For ordinary people, it does. Today we talk about digital money, crypto, global crises. But the mechanism is the same. Moving money across borders, erasing its trail, hiding it under different names. All of this is still possible. So whether you buy gold, crypto, or keep money in the bank, you should know this. What really matters is not what you own, but where you keep it and who controls it. This is not just a historical detail. It's a warning. Yesterday, gold disappeared. Tomorrow, something else may disappear. If you like this perspective, subscribe. History has answers. I'll show you where to look.